Hello, my name is Barron Ryan. I am a pianist from Tulsa, Oklahoma, in whose music classic meets cool. I have a mission with my music, which is to discover and present the beauty I'm uniquely positioned for. And beauty can come in so many forms. I judge it by whatever makes us feel a sense of wonder or a sense of awe. And there are so many musics that can fill me with a sense of wonder or awe, including jazz, including blues, funk, classical, and many more. And so when I started out as a professional musician, I didn't want to have to be confined to any one of those. I thought I want to pursue whatever one of those will be beautiful, which is why my category, classic meets cool, is really more of a story than it is a description of the music that I make. It's really the shortest story I can tell about the music itself. And the music comes from my experience as a musician, as a son of an excellent musician. My father is Donald Ryan. We have a piano duo called Ryan and Ryan. And before I go too much further, I'll tell you that I am showcasing at APAP in the Regent Parlor on Sunday, January 12th at 10 p.m. And if you stick around till 10:30, you can see my father and me showcased together as Ryan and Ryan, a piano duo. But I grew up listening to Dad listen to and play classical music. He was the competitor in the International Chopin competition in Warsaw, Poland, twice. And he's also a member of the Oklahoma Jazz Hall of Fame. And then I had my own musical tastes as well. I really love funk music and really syncopated music, and I like combining these in different ways. And so in my programs, I tell a story through music. So my signature program is called Classic Meets Cool. And in it, I perform music that's influenced by pop, that's influenced by soul, by blues. So I play some material that was written by other musicians. Like I have Jackson Five's "I Want You Back" that I perform. I also have recorded an album of jazz transcriptions because I wanted to learn how my favorite jazz pianists, Oscar Peterson, Errol Garner, Art Tatum, actually created the sounds that they made. Because whereas with Chopin or Beethoven, they wrote them down so you can read the instructions. There are no instructions when you listen to Oscar Peterson. And so I decided to write down each note that he played for a couple of his tracks and then for 9 other tracks by other pianists. And then I perform those live. I call that project The Master's Apprentice. I'm the apprentice of those many masters. So I include those in the program as well. I play some classical music as well. And then I play some music that I've written. For instance, I've written a dance suite. I like to describe it as each movement is supposed to sound like a piano version of a popular song you've just never heard before. The first one is supposed to sound like a 1980s piano pop tune like Billy Joel or Elton John would write. The second one's supposed to sound like a Sam Cooke 1950s soul tune. The third one's a country waltz. And so all this should, what ideally with a audience member, I like to take them on a journey that feels familiar enough that they understand it, or at least can, even if they don't understand it in their heads, they understand it in their hearts. They get what the music is and what it's doing. But it's also an adventure because it may go unexpected places, and it's not always predictable, either within a tune or the course of a program. And so I really love presenting that kind of music. And if you come to my showcase, January 12th at 10 p.m. in the Regent Parlor, you'll hear some of that music. You'll hear one of my one of my piano arrangements that's supposed to sound like a pop song you've just never heard before. You'll hear one of my holiday program selections. Spotify picked up one of my tracks and put it on their relaxing Christmas playlist. It's called "I Wonder as I Wander." And it's quite a moving arrangement, if I may say. If judging only by audience reaction, it's quite a moving arrangement, even though I am biased. You'll also hear a little bit, probably, of some funk on the piano, which is, at least to me, it was novel and new, and so that's a bit of a taste of what you'll see of what classic meets cool actually means, and then a little bit of what I do also offer that I'll show a little portion of through video during my showcase is a new program that I have called "There Arises Light in the Darkness." in 1921, there was a massacre in my hometown of Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's called the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. And for that atrocity centennial commemoration, I was asked to write a piece to acknowledge the difficulty, the terrible repercussions, the terrible actions that members of my community took against one another, in an effort to learn from them and to heal from that horrific atrocity. And so I wrote a piece for violin, cello, and piano, and that became a larger work. I wrote one 15-minute work, which I added 2 more movements to, which is called "There Arises Light in the Darkness." There was an eyewitness account who said that when she and her daughter realized what was going on, they read a chapter or 2 of the Psalms of David and prayed that God would give. She prayed that God would give her courage to stand through it all. And so each movement of the 3 in this large work is titled after a verse of the Psalms. I imagine that she read 2 Psalms in particular. So the first one is the struggle movement. It's called "My Soul is Full of Troubles." The second one is the movement of reflection or prayer, and it's called "Unto Thee Have I Cried." And the third movement is the movement of victory or triumph, and it's called "The Heavens Shall Praise Thy Wonders." And I now am offering that as a program to presenters as well. So it's not just me, it's me with 2 outstanding musicians, one on violin and one on cello. And I'll show a brief clip of that at the showcase. Since I can't play violin and cello and piano at the same time, certainly. But to give you an idea of what my solo piano sounds like, there's a sonata that I wrote, which includes, it's somewhat like the dance suite in that it includes different styles, but it puts different styles in the same movement. So the third movement is one of my, I don't know, it's I was going to say it's my favorite, but I like the others as well. But this one combines 2 different styles. So it combines an Irish jig, which gets a little funky, with a blues. So you'll hear at the beginning, you'll hear the Irish jig, which gets has an attitude in a good way. And then you'll hear the blues section, and then you'll hear the Irish jig on the way out. So this is my composition, the third movement of my sonata, and it's called Vivace. All right, so that's uh, Vivace, my third movement from my piano sonata. And you can hear more of Classic Meets Cool music in the Regent Parlor on Sunday, January 12th at 10 p.m. And I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.